Recognizing and understanding addiction can be a complicated process, but a local father hopes his new book, Dear William, will help others after the loss of his son to an accidental overdose. Joining us live to tell us more about Dear William, a father's memoir of addiction, recovery, loss, love, and loss, is David Magee. How are you doing this afternoon,
Great,
sir?
thank you.
Thank you for being with us. First off, tell us about your son, William.
So William was, shy, and he excelled in so many areas. He was in the Honors College at Ole Miss, the Croft Institute for International Studies, and he ran track. But because of his shyness, he used substances, alcohol, marijuana, and others to I think, try to alleviate anxiety and help get him into the social scene. And what he found is he got in over his head.
Wow. And the day that you got the call that he had that accidental overdose, I cannot imagine the pain that you went through.
Yes.
How did you cope?
Well, I don't wish that on any parent, to go find your child dead. And I know a lot of people, because our family had suffered addiction, another son who's now 10 years sober. I'd been through my own battle with a prescription. And I know a lot of people probably thought that would do us in, but we retrenched in faith, got counseling, everything else, and we just threw down the gauntlet and said, we will, make this our purpose to help others so they don't go through the same thing. And that really has given us a lot of strength, I think, to both endure, but also hopefully prevail.
And tell us about Dear William, the book that you wrote.
So it came out this past November, and I'm honored to say it was a national bestseller. It's really a family story because, yes, we lost our son, but in so many ways, this is a book about family addiction, about how our entire family was shattered, and about how we put ourselves back together again.
And how does a family put themselves back
well,
together?
It takes a lot of things. Again, we trenched in faith. We had our one son went into intensive outpatient treatment. More treatment earlier, sooner, the better. You have to change your friends. You have to realize you can't live as it was. You have to make a lot of changes in your life. But when you do, you can reclaim the joy.
One thing that I found in reading and researching about you is the wonderful center that you've created at Ole Miss. Why was it so critical for your family to create that center in memory of your son?
Yes, we got the William Magee Center for Alcohol and Other Drug Education opened in 2019, named after our late son. And it helps students with support. It's sympathetic. This is here for them, the same way student health services would be there, in traditional ways if you had the flu. It's so important to help others. Times have changed, and we have to give this holistic support and education to students. And we have been able to save and change lives, and it makes all of the difference.
What's the final message you would like to let our viewers know?
That every family is touched by this in some way, and there's a lot of shame in that, and people don't often want to admit it to friends and others, but you're not alone, and it's better just to deal with the problem and deal with it straight up. And we're seeing, in schools and churches, people are beginning to realize this addiction is a family problem, and you have to address it head on to be able to solve it.
Thank you so much, David
Thank
Magee,
you.
joining us.